Hey guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hope everybody's as usual. Hope everybody's well. Uh, Obviously, the topic I want to discuss today is Alexander Usyk. How good can Usyk be at heavyweight? Can he dance with the big boys? You know, the Joshuas, the Wilders, the Furies, the Dubois, the Dillian Whites, Derek Chisora. You know, those type of fighters. How good can he be? I mean, I just watched today, a little bit earlier on. I watched the Tony Bellew fight. Now, I know that was a completely different weight class, obviously at cruiserweight, right? But it was the undisputed champion, of course, and was a hell of a fighter, a cruiserweight. And what a knockout he got with Tony, right? When he caught Tony with that knockout punch, wow. But the question, can Usyk, can he, you know, can he dance with the big boys? Can he compete? I think so. I think so, some at least. The thing is, with today's heavyweights, there's a lot of heavyweights that are huge in height. You know, height, they're a lot taller, being like the 6'9" and 6'7" and so on. That could give him problems. But you know, it's not all about just because you're tall doesn't mean that you're a better fighter because you're a taller man, right? Or taller woman or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to see his journey, to see how good he can be, because the boy can really fight. You know, the man can really dig in and really, you know, can really throw him and you know, a great fighter. And I really enjoyed that fight. I hadn't seen that for a long time, the Tony Bellew fight. I felt a bit sorry for Tony. You know, I was behind Tony Bellew being a Brit, of course, and I think Tony was a good fighter personally. I think he had a lot of heart, showed a lot of heart in that fight as well, actually. But Usyk showed tremendous skills. Yeah, great fighter. I'm hearing of the talks of him fighting Dubois, and I'd like to see him fight any of these guys, all of them. If it was up to me, I'd say fight them all. This heavyweight generation is just getting better and better. It's improving. It's getting more competitive as more people join the heavyweight division and kind of bump up in weight, which is what Usyk's done, of course, coming up in weight. Will be very interesting. I think like I said, I think he's a great fighter. He has a lot of heart himself, and you know, what he wants to the challenge. I've heard him, you know, talk about that he wants the challenge to see if he can, you know, hold his own with the big boys. You know, be interesting to see when he fights, you know, one of the top guys in the division. It would be interesting to see how he comes out. I know he's not known for being like a super powerful guy, but he carries power. Boy, does he carries power. You seen that shot? Right, it was a one shot, you know, bang, you know, Povetkin White type shot, you know. So he carries power. He does carry power. I mean, who would you like to see him fight? He's had a couple of fights at heavyweight now, right? If I recall, if I'm correct about that, I think he's had a few fights at the weight now. So it's going to take him time to get comfortable at the weight, because, like I say, somebody Dubois as well is a really tall guy. I think 6'6", maybe taller. Joshua's 6'6", 6'7" guy, and obviously Fury being the tallest of the bunch at 6'9", you know. But it will be a great journey. It doesn't always go well for guys, especially coming up to the biggest weight, the heavyweight, especially when you come up to that weight, because these guys are already comfortable at the weight. These guys are already comfortable at the weight. So some boxers do find it hard when they transition and come up, especially, like I said, coming up to heavyweight. But like I say, it's a very skilled fighter. One of the best cruiserweights, I think. One of the best cruiserweights ever, to be fair. I really do think Usyk is that good, you know. There was a time when Tony Bellew, I remember when this is when Fury had came back from the layoff of being out the ring for those 2.5 years, I think it was, or maybe 2.5 to 3 years. And Tony wanted to get a fight with Fury at the time, but that never came through. But he, you know, like I say, Tony had a lot of heart. I like Tony Bellew. I know a lot of American guys don't like him. I don't know what quite how their opinion is of Tony Bellew, but I think he's a good guy, really. I do like him. But anyway, so Usyk, yeah. The fight with Joshua, Joshua would be great. What a fight, yeah. What a fight. But yeah, it ain't gonna be easy. It never is. Especially coming up in weight. I think it's coming up to the heaviest division. You know, it's not gonna be easy. Not at all. But that's a true fighter. They don't want an easy ride, right? You know, like a true boxer, a true fighting man, true fighting woman, man or woman. They want the challenge, you know. That's a true champion. A true champion. A true champion is somebody who doesn't, you know, they want to test themselves, you know, test themselves. That's exactly what Usyk is doing. I give nothing but respect for Usyk, man. Straight up, nothing but respect for the guy. I've always, you know, through his whole career so far, I've been impressed with him, and you know, he handles everybody he's in the ring with. Of course, again, that was a cruiserweight. I know it's a different weight. It will be different. I think it will be different for him at heavyweight for sure. It's not gonna, like I said, it's not gonna be an easy ride. But that you know, he's not the type of person that wants an easy ride. But again, this you know, I can't speak more highly of this current heavyweight division. Is really you know, really on fire. Really is on fire. You know, lots of talented fighters are heavyweight now. You know, I've been waiting to be honest with you. I've been waiting for this era to, you know, to the way that it is now. I've been waiting a long time. I mean, a long ass time. Since the 90s, really. Mike Tyson back then, you know, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, so on and so on. That was a great era, right? That was a great era. But this is getting really interesting, tasty. You know what I'm saying? Like tasty era for the heavyweights, for the big. I just want the fights, really. That's, you know, I want to see all of them fight. I really do. I want to see Usyk in there with Joshua, and I want to see Wilder in there with Joshua. You know, Usyk. Well, Usyk is fighting Chisora, right? I believe Usyk there's a fight with Chisora coming, right? So, that's interesting to me. It's a good fight. It's a good test. Because let me tell you, man, Chisora ain't no joke. Regardless of what age he is and all that, but Chisora is no joke. Chisora is game. He's a game fighter, very game fighter. Yeah, so that's a good test. That certainly is a good test. It's a good place to start. If Usyk comes through that, I'd like to see him fight the other big boys, you know, and get in there and get a scrap on, and you know, be great. It'd be great to see it. You know, like I say, boxing with the current situation that we're still in. Boxing, there's a lot, you know, events are coming back now. You know, hopefully we will start to get the crowds in, even if it's small crowds, just to more for the fighters for anything else, because you know, the fighters do feed off the energy of the crowd, even a small crowd, even a small place like York Hall. If you're familiar with York Hall, it's a small boxing venue, but it's a great venue. It doesn't hold very many people, but it's a historic place. I'm sure that Joshua once said that he would actually like to fight at York Hall. I'm sure he said that. I really like it. I've personally never been there, but I will go there. You know, I will go there once things are settled down, and of course, if it's fights that I want to see, you know, if it's an event that I want to see, I'll head down to York. It ain't far from where I am, you know. It's not too far, so I can get up there. But yeah, Usyk, you know, let's get him in there. Let's get him in. You know, he looks bulky. You know, like I say, I think he's about 6'3", I think. So he ain't small by any means. You know, he's not under 6 foot. But he's not. Again, the heavyweights today, a lot of them are huge in height. You know, really big in height. I forget the guy's name. There's a Croatian boxer as well who looks really good. I'm sure he's from Croatia. He looks really good as well. So you can put him in the pot. There's many fantastic heavyweights right now. You know, I'm just honestly itching for the fights. I can't wait to see these fights. You know, I will say I watched the interview as well a little earlier on with Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders is still talking about the Canelo fight and all that sort of stuff, you know, running his mouth as he normally does. But You know, seems game to get these fights on, and people, you know, the boxers themselves are just wanting to get into the ring, get rid of this ring rust that they now will have. You know, except for the boxers, of course, who have fought on the recent events and stuff like that. But yeah, good test though, right? Chisora. You remember the fight with Chisora and White? The two fights that they had were great fights, and Chisora, you know, he's game for Klitschko as well, right? Vitaly, years ago, right? So he's game, man. He will come and fight you for sure. He'll come and fight you for sure. And Joshua seems to be happy with the idea that eventually fighting Usyk as well. He seems to be keen on the idea. He's not so keen of going near. He's not so keen of going near Wilder, of course. Joshua, we all know this, right? But Usyk, he's game. He seems game to fight Tyson Fury as well. But then when it comes to Wilder, it's hush, and you know he don't want to talk about it. So you know that tells me a lot. I don't care what, you know, I don't care if other people say different. I know in my heart the truth on that, you know, at least, or what I believe at least, you know. Again, you're always entitled to your own opinion. You should have your own opinion. I agree that everybody should have their own opinion. And I'll never bark at you or you know what I mean? Or talk down to you or anything like that. You listen, you have your opinion. That's fine with me. Yeah, I wish it was tonight, man. I wish it was Usyk Chisora tonight. That would be excellent. A lot of sports talk tonight for me. It's, you know, it's a good night for me because the playoffs are about to start. So I'm happy about that. The Celtics and Raptors series, and later on, of course, the Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. Clippers and Denver Nuggets. So that will be a great game. Clippers are a hell of a team. Hell of a team. Maybe the most talented team in the NBA right now. Possibly. But yeah, I apologize. I'm getting off track a bit here. You know what I mean? But back to the topic, back to the subject of heavyweight boxing. Yeah, get them all in there. Let's see what these guys are really made of. You know, test yourself. Joshua, step up, get in there with Wilder. Usyk Wilder again. Yeah, I didn't even mention that, but Usyk Wilder, to me, that's tasty to me. Love to see it. Love to see that. I really would. I'd love to see that. Usyk against Wilder. Yep. Yeah, sign me up for that. You know, I'll pay for that. I'm happy to pay for that. But who do you think he should fight? Who do you think, or you know, who should? What is the best road, do you think, for Usyk to take? He's very game. You know, as I've said, he's very game, and he will get in there. You know, I get that. That's how I feel about him. I think he will, you know, test himself and get up in there, and you know, throw him. You know what I'm saying? So, who do you think should be after Chisora? Or is that, like I was mentioning earlier, that I heard that Dubois very soon. Dubois, I mean, Daniel Dubois as well. What a fighter he's becoming. You know, what a strong kid. You know, I call him a kid because he's not a kid, but you know what I mean. He's a young man, young man, and a hell of a fighter. I think Daniel would fight anybody. I do really get that vibe. I get the vibe from Daniel Dubois that he would fight any of the guys up there. The Furies, the Joshuas, any of them. It seems that a lot of people aren't very keen on fighting him, if I'm honest, because he's a very powerful guy, and great, becoming an excellent heavyweight, becoming an excellent heavyweight. But I just want to make the fights happen. Hearn, you know, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, all the promoters and all that, and in America, you know, Al Heyman and Bob Arum, and you know, get your heads together and just make all these fights. So I think make all these heavyweight fights, all these other fights too. Listen, I love boxing. I've always been a huge fan of heavyweights because that's how I kind of came up on being a child of my father showing me, you know, videotapes at the time. If you guys remember that, videotapes, remember those? You remember those, right? But it was Muhammad Ali and those. So I was introduced to heavyweights very early as a small kid. Really, I was introduced to Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, Joe Frazier, all those guys. Ken Norton, you know, Henry Cooper was fantastic from Britain, from England. He gave Ali a good fight. It's certainly in the earlier rounds at least. But yeah. I just wanted to drop this one in the mood. I'm in a good mood for sports because, like I say, the playoffs is on. I'm happy with that. You know, there's a Channel 5. On, so there's a few fights to catch tonight. I'll catch them later on. Unfortunately, not being able to watch that live right now because I'm obviously doing this video, and then the playoffs starting very soon. So that's my plan. What do you guys? How are you guys? What you guys been up to? You know, if you want to, you want to leave comments or whatever you want to discuss, and feel free. Always feel free. Always. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon.